Oh my goodness. I'm just like you guys right now. I'm at a loss of words. I heard they were in on a holiday. I didn't know if they would have the guts to part ways with another piece in order to get a all-star caliber player again. But here we are, man. For the second time this offseason, the Celtics has made a huge trade. Portland Trailblazers are trading Jrue Holiday to the Boston Celtics. And I saw that they are giving up Malcolm Brogdon. They are giving up Robert Williams in this deal. I know you guys are saying to me, what's your thoughts on the deal? You guys are asking me that through the screen right now. What's your thoughts on the deal? Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. I think this was another good trade for the Celtics. I feel like this was another deal that they had to do. And not strictly because Jrue Holiday is a defensive guard. He's one of the best defensive guards in the NBA. You just lost Marcus Smart, so you need to fill that void. Not really saying it because of that. I'm saying it because I think this trade here confirms that Malcolm Brogdon was fed up in being in trade talks early on in the year. I think he was unhappy here. I think he wanted to leave because of that. And the best available player right now on the market was Jrue Holiday. We're going to get to Rob Williams in a second. I think in terms of the Malcolm Brogdon situation, I think this entirely made sense for the Celtics to do. Malcolm Brogdon has still yet to report to training camp, while everybody else on the team has. I think the signs were there. The signs were there that he's unhappy. And I said a long time ago after the Brogdon news came out, there's no way you keep him, right? So it kind of makes sense that the Celtics had to give up Malcolm Brogdon. And what's a better piece to go out and get Jrue Holiday after Milwaukee shipped him off for Damian Lillard? I've been saying all offseason that the Celtics needed a playmaking guard. Jrue Holiday fits that category. He averaged last year 7.4 assists per game. Ever since 2012, he's never averaged below 6 assists a game. He's a playmaker. Celtics needed a playmaking guard. And on top of all that, he's a decent shooter. Last year, he shot 38% from 3. The year before last, in 2021-2022, he shot 41% from 3. 2020-2021, he shot 39% from 3. Last year, he averaged 19.3 points per game. Year before last, 18, 17, 19, 21, 19. You get the point. He's a bucket, and he's a playmaker. This move right here, the Celtics getting Jrue Holiday, immediately makes up for losing Marcus Smart. Immediately it makes it up. Because Jrue Holiday also was in talks of winning the Defensive Player of the Year award last year. He's one of the best defensive guards in the NBA. If you ask me, he's a top 5 defensive guard in the NBA. He's a top 5 defensive guard in the NBA. I personally have him at number 3, but he brings you grit, he brings you grind. He's a vocal leader, he's a champion. You don't have many people on this team who are championship players. Jrue Holiday has won a championship, brings you some championship pedigree into this locker room. Gonna push to get the best out of his guys. And the biggest thing to me, really, he's loyal. Before he got traded from Milwaukee to Portland, he said that he wanted to spend the rest of his career in Milwaukee. Now, you're going to have to extend him after this season because he does have a player option, but I'm a huge Jrue Holiday fan. I've watched him do collaborations with the 2 Hype crew, saw his personality there. He seems like a cool dude. I'm excited to have Jrue Holiday on the Celtics, and this creates really a big 4, right? This is a big 4 now. What's the starting lineup going to be now? I have no idea. I couldn't tell you what the starting lineup is going to be now. But you know, Jrue Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kristaps Porzingis are all going to be on the floor at once. That is scary. And a great counter move to the Bucks getting Damian Lillard. Miami doesn't get Damian Lillard. They don't even get Jrue Holiday. You kept them away from Miami. This is a big, big move for the Celtics. Now I'm going to talk about Robert Williams. Because, to me at least, losing Robert Williams hurts the most out of all of this. But I'm not going to lie, though. When I first heard that Robert Williams was in this trade, I said to myself, yikes. Because I've always been saying, like, he's the anchor of this defense. He's still 26. He's young. He's athletic. It really hurts losing Robert Williams. It really does hurt losing Robert Williams. That's the part that I really hate the most about this trade. Screw the picks. I could care less about the picks. This is what I hate the most about the trade is Robert Williams. But I think my buddy explained it the correct way. The way my buddy explained it. He explained it like this. Robert Williams is always injury prone. He's never had a healthy season. Sure, you're probably thin in terms of your bigs depth now, but you're getting a guy who's always on the floor for the most part, and that's Jrue Holiday. Rarely hurt, and you're trading a defensive-minded player for someone who's an all-around minded player. Jrue Holiday is a two-way guard. Sure, the age sucks. Jrue Holiday's 33. He's got a year left on his contract and then a player option. My buddy fully anticipates him accepting the player option. Him coming back. Maybe even comes back on a cheaper deal. Who knows? But Robert Williams is always hurt. It's always hard to plug him in to the mix after he's missed so much time. I'll say this, however. I think Portland made out much better with this than they would have with Miami. I think that's 100% a fact. The only thing that really worries me about with the Celtics right now is their depth on the bench. But people have been telling me that depth is overrated nowadays. It comes down to your best 7, 8 guys on the floor. And that's who wins a series. I think the good thing about getting rid of Robert Williams is that I think you can definitely find somebody in the free agent market who can bring somewhat of what Robert Williams did. For example, Dan Greenberg here. Shout out to Dan Greenberg. He's a huge Celtic guy. You could bring back Blake if he's not going to be retiring. Bismack Biyombo is a nice defensive-minded center. Wouldn't mind him on the team either. Willie Cauley-Stein would be a nice pickup. I think if the Celtics get one of those guys, I think they'll be okay with this. But man, losing Robert Williams definitely does suck indeed. But at the same time, this makes the Celtics a lot better in many ways, shape, or form. Those are my early thoughts on this trade. I'm excited. I'm shocked. I think the Celtics are now guaranteed the number 2 team to beat in the Eastern Conference. I know they were before, but I think this now confirms it. Now you're okay losing Marcus Smart because of this trade. Thank you to Malcolm Brogdon for what he did last year for us for the Celtics. Coming in here, filling in that 6-man role like he did. He did a phenomenal job with it. It sucks that it ended early, but we're going to miss him for sure. And then thank you to Robert Williams. One of our own. All the great blocks, all the great alley-oop dunks. Gonna miss it for sure. Thank you to Robert Williams for all he's done as well. And to Jrue Holiday, welcome. Welcome to the road to Banner 18. See you guys in the next one.